What's up, guys? Welcome back to NeXt Gaming, where we cover everything newsworthy that pertains to games. Today, I want to start off with a couple news articles surrounding Rockstar. The first being Red Dead Redemption 2 apparently has a cutscene hidden within the PC game files. Discovered by YouTuber Kush Crocs, the PC version seems to show that Arthur is able to go to the original setting of Red Dead Redemption at Rio Bravo and New Austin. So that's it implies that the world map and potentially the entire story for Red Dead 2 could have been explored in a very different direction. The cutscene is obviously unfinished and a little buggy. The modeling is not done. It is not loading in correctly, but you can hear Arthur's voice actor referencing the Rio Bravo and the New Austin city. So, a lot of gamers and a lot of fans I was reading under the article comments were saying that they would have rather wanted to explore New Austin as Arthur than to be taken out of the game and put in a Caribbean setting that we got in the island chapter in the middle of the game. Thinking that taking you out of the Western atmosphere was a big deal to some people. I personally think maybe it was done for the better of the game, because it applied the fact that tensions were high when you got taken out. So maybe it was to relieve tensions. Also, it could have been a very clever way to introduce New Austin, because the first time you're introduced to the city, you are John Marston, and you're seeing it build from, and it's kind of like a clever continuation up till the original Red Dead Redemption story arc. So I think it's clever. I don't think it's a bad deal. The story admittedly was perfect. The narrative, the gameplay, everything was perfect. So it was one of Rockstar's greatest. You can't really complain, but I can see both points. The next article was surrounding a lot of just GTA 6 rumors and kind of speculation and interviews. Insiders are saying that the game is still 2 years away, with a Miami Vice City style setting, which we kind of assumed, featuring a Latina female protagonist, which I think we did get confirmation about that like 2 months ago. The only other rumor circulating is that we could potentially get a GTA 6 trailer in 2022, which I could see that happening maybe at the Video Game Awards show. Other than that, I don't see it happening this year. Also, an interview with CEO Strauss Zelnick suggests that better development tools and bigger teams could shorten these gaps between games. So the fact that we got GTA 5 in 2013 and GTA 6 is coming out in 2024, potentially, that is a big gap, so they're suggesting better tools, bigger teams could kind of shorten the gap between games. Also, the games may be a bit shorter while still being supported post-launch to mitigate crunch time. And the plan is that they're going to release a moderately sized release and then expand on it regularly over time, kind of like a Warzone kind of system, to mitigate stress and crunch, which isn't a big deal at all. I think this is a great news, actually. Just, we don't want our developers popping Xanax and working 13-hour shifts trying to make a blonde, hair sparkle. That's just insane at some point. But there's also a theory that GTA 6 is going to be set in a modern day Vice City, not an 80s setting like some of us expected. Apparently, this is because a modern setting is more easily expanded upon in GTA Online. And on that note, the new online mode may actually have the evolving map that, such as Warzone. Again, all rumors, so we don't know. I'm assuming that's the case because GTA Online is such a massive selling point for Rockstar in general. I'm not really a big fan of it, but I could see why they would do that. I just wanted them to kind of do similarly to Red Dead Redemption, kind of do like a story arc. GTA 6 is set in the 80s, Vice City, and then you go to GTA 7, it's set in Liberty City, and it kind of has some story tones to, flashbacking to the 80s setting from 6, something along those lines. Or maybe it talks about between 6 and 7 what happened in the 90s. There was a lot of potential in that, but if they're not going that route and it's just going to be sort of this modern day Latino couple being Bonnie and Clyde, that's kind of disappointing story wise. I think that GTA held as a higher standard. They could definitely do almost anything, and if they go that route, I feel like their quality is just going to be, it's going to be taken down a notch. It's going to be taken down to about Saints Row 2 level, which very highly acclaimed game, but we all know that Saints Row 2 was under GTA 4, just hands down in quality, so that's a little worrying, but I guess we'll find out maybe at the Video Game Awards. The next story is about Hogwarts. Their deluxe editions are just insane. Obviously, if you get the regular standard edition, it's $60 for last gen, $70 for next gen. But when it comes to these special editions, there's only two that I think are really something, and it's the digital deluxe edition, which is $80, and then the legacy collector's edition, which is about $300. The PS4 and Xbox One and PC editions are $290, so basically $300. And all it includes, differing from the $80 collector's edition, is a magic wand, a book, steel case, and an in-game Kelpie robe, basically an NFT. That's insane. It's honestly, that is overpriced. I don't know. I'm not a huge collector edition collector, but or a Harry Potter fan, so maybe this is all a pretty good deal. But the $80 deluxe edition is probably the best bang for your buck, because you get a lot of apparently dark arts content, and that's pretty much it, actually, because you don't really get much with these these deluxe editions at all, except the $300 one. But then again, you're still not. I mean, you're getting a magic wand, a steel case, and an NFT robe. You know, back in the day, you could get like Black Ops 2 for $80, a collector's edition. It has a steel case, you know, and that was enough for me. That was cool. So for $300, you're gonna charge this much for a handful of items. That's a little pricey, but whatever. Next up, we have Forspoken. It got a 10-minute gameplay trailer. If you want to see it, it's linked in the description. It gave me really good kind of like Miles Morales vibes when it comes to quality at the start of the trailer, you know, with the CGI. And it, you know, obviously this is a massive improvement, you know, this trailer versus the last. Better soundtrack to go with the gameplay, just a refocus on the story and gameplay elements that were yet to be detailed in this way. So that's good. That's a good improvement. But I don't know if it's normal. You guys can comment below and tell me if I'm wrong or right. But the lip sync seems to be horrible, and it's very noticeable. I don't know if it's done on purpose. I don't know if this is kind of like a RPG. You know how some RPG games, they purposely do the lip sync for conversation elements for some reason. I don't know if it's that or if it's just a little bug that they missed in the trailer, but we'll just have to wait and find out. The action combat looks very similar to Devil May Cry, actually, and it's, you know, they have this they have the same grading meter, you know, how it goes from D to A through how many multiplayers you can get. So that's, you know, that's really interesting. That's they have over 100 spells and abilities, so a lot of content. But, you know, honestly, I'm looking at it. I could see it being a massive world with little to do, just by what we've seen. I could be wrong. It could be a massive world, but it seems like she's just parkouring over to other areas. So that's a little odd, you know. So we'll see. I'll just have to wait and find out on that fact. But next up, we have Atomic Heart. It got a new Gamescom gameplay trailer. This one actually looks really awesome. I'm excited to see it. I'm excited to see what the Russian lore is involved with this, or just what's going on in general. It looks wild. It looks crazy. Seems like they have some humor, and also just the attention to detail. You know, just with the graphics and the physics, looks incredible. So I can't wait for that one. It's coming to Game Pass along with all the consoles and PC. Apparently, Q4 2022. So I'm expecting maybe November, December, which is much faster than I expected. I thought this was coming out like spring next year, so that's always nice. Next up, we have If Not to Make It Worse for Vanguard, but yeah, if not to make matters worse, they are now putting out this content drop. It only has 3 maps, has a zombie map and 2 multiplayer maps, one of which being a multiplayer map reskin basically of the Cold War zombie map. I can't remember the name of it, but it was the German city. It was I think it was like the second DLC map. I can't remember it. It wasn't Forspoken, but it was a good one. And this is just embarrassing. I feel like it was always like, I feel like they've took it in a different direction than it ever should have been. You know, when you did these remaster maps back in, I think Black Ops 2 was when they started. It might even been Black Ops. You know, it was just cool to see, you know, other games' maps be in a good game. But if you're just taking another game's map and putting it in a shitty game, it kind of defeats the purpose of the whole. You know, I want to experience Rust on Black Ops, or, you know, shitty example, but, you know, if you want to see Rust on Black Ops, it probably would have been fine. But if you put Rust on Vanguard, it's just a mess. So I don't know. I think it's just embarrassing, and hopefully the new zombie map can carry me through that new content drop. Anyway, guys, let me get to the big news story of basically this entire video. And, you know, just a disclaimer, I know that the globe is experiencing an economic environment challenge that, you know, the entire world can say that we're experiencing. You know, we have high global inflation rates coming. There's currency trends that are just impacting not only customers but a lot of industries. So sadly, based on these challenging economic conditions, Sony Interactive Entertainment has made the difficult decision to increase the recommended retail price of the PlayStation 5 in select markets across Europe, Middle East, and Africa, also Asia and Latin America, and Canada. There will be no price increase in the United States. So that's, I mean, I guess they know where they shouldn't do things, seeing that it's the United States is not getting a price increase, but everywhere else is, which is very sad. And I remember rumors about this was going around, and a lot of people were just saying that, you know, if this happens, this is going to be a massive, you know, getting really insane about it. But obviously, it's happening. It's not a huge increase, I'd say. Some areas more than others. The European market is going up to $550 with the disc drive, and $450 with the digital edition. So, you know, that's just $50 over there. The UK, even less than that, is getting $480 for the disc drive and $390 for the digital. I can't really comment for Japan, but theirs is 60,000 yen, and the digital edition is 50,000 yen. So, not really sure what that would go compared to, you know, the US dollar or the euro, but I'm imagining it's about the same. Australia has actually the biggest increase, which I don't know what they originally were, but now it's $800 Australian dollars and $650 for the digital edition. So that's just insane. I mean, $800 for a PS5 is, I can see why that is a little bit, but I don't know the environment in Australia, so maybe that isn't as much as I'm proclaiming, but this seems like a big jump. Also in Mexico, it's went for 15,000 Mexican dollars, so that's also, I can't really comment on that. Canada, the only one I can comment on, is $650 for the PS5 disc drive and $520 for the digital edition. Honestly, I mean, and they made a statement saying, while this price increase is a necessity given the current global economic environment and its impact on the Sony Interactive Entertainment business, our top priority continues to be improving the PS5 supply situation so that as many players as possible can experience everything that the PS5 offers and what's still to come. Now, I'm just gonna say, you know, that's you know, the world is the tough one, and I don't think people should be looking at, like I've said before, that we pay these $1,000 phone bills. You know, you buy a new phone every 2 years for $1,000 sometimes. Not everybody, but, you know, some people do, and you're getting stressed about a game system that if you do get it, you're gonna have years and years, like probably 7 to 8 years of content at the minimum. If it works longer than that, you could possibly have 20 years of content. So it's not as big of a deal in the grand scheme of things if you think about it, but I could definitely see the problems that come across with that. I think, if you just save up, you could afford one, and there's nothing wrong with saving up. I saved up for my PS5. I paid $650, so it can be done. I don't think, and you've had a while, so if you still haven't saved up enough, you got to look at maybe what you're doing. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this is a giant hike, but considering with the global economy, it's bound to happen. But yeah. Anyway, that's it for today. Catch you guys later. This has been NeXt Gaming. Like, comment, and subscribe. It means a lot to the channel. It really does. I'd love to talk to you guys. If you guys watch this video, any comment below would be awesome. We can interact a little bit. Anyway, I'll catch you guys later. It's been NeXt Gaming. See ya.